This is parliamentary dictation taken from Progressive Shorthand Monthly, April 2025, with speed of 60 words per minute. Please like, share and subscribe. Ready? Let us now see how decentralized democracy in the Nagarpalika compares with decentralized democracy in the panchayats. Democracy in village panchayats have two distinctive characteristics. First, the individual voter has a close personal relationship and ready access to the elected representatives because on an average each panchayat represents between 100 to 500 voters. Second, each panchayat has a voice which counts for a great deal in the panchayat. It is the combination of these two factors, the personal contact between the voters and the elected representative, and the importance of the elected representative in the elected body, which is the first essential step towards eliminating the power broker from the polity. In contrast to the three levels of Panchayati Raj, we have so far only had single tier municipal administration. This works fairly satisfactorily in smaller towns because the wards are small and the municipal council compact. However, as the town grows larger, the distance between the voter and his representative increases. The number of members of the municipality also tends to increase. By the time towns grow into cities and cities into metropolises, the medium size of the ward expands to 30,000 and more, extending in the case of one Delhi ward even to 2 lakhs and above. The membership of the corporation also expands to nearly 150 members per. To bring democracy in urban settlements closer to the people in the mohallas and the neighborhoods where they live, the Nagar Palika bill proposes two changes. These changes are by no means a radical new departure. They build upon existing informal arrangements and administrative structure in all urban settlements with a population of a lakh or more. We propose the constitution by direct election of wards committees to whom the municipality will devolve local powers and local responsibilities and such finances as are required to carry out their assigned tasks. We leave it to state legislatures to determine the territorial area and size of population which will be served by a wards committee. We would hope the jurisdiction of a committee would be sufficiently compact to give citizens a sense of personal involvement in the affairs of their neighborhood and ready access to the elected representative to deal with their ward level problems. The ward councillor will be a member of the wards committee and will constitute the link between the ward and the municipality. Stop.